Yo, hello. This is Rage Across New York, Living with Darkness. Today we have Simon Harris, Alan Stewart, Travis Moran going into Morning Kill's office. Scene starts with Grumpy Cena.
Okay. She's not necessarily that grumpy at the moment, but sure. She's also bringing there are two plastic bags that seems to hold something in aluminum foil. Um, she kind of places on the office, on the office. Fucking hell. On the desk, and it smells heavily like garlic and meat, but lots of garlic sauce.
Alan, for his part, is also carrying several plastic bags and little plastic white trays filled with the aroma of barbecue.
Travis doesn't carry anything. He knocks the door of the Morning Kill. Right, Morning Kill, right?
The doors will open.
He will look inside. Is he inside?
Yep.
No, he will
He's
enter.
standing up
after
behind
he says-
his desk, looking a bit tired actually.
He will knock the door, and after he says "come in," he will get in with the Alan and the Cinnamon Hairs. Raya?
Yes. Good evening.
Hey.
Come inside.
Yeah. She'll. You got my note, right?
Yes. Did you get mine?
Yeah. I got yours as I was standing in front of the Greenpeace headquarters.
No. My apologies. Please have a seat. All of you, please have a seat.
Travis sits.
Alan's just going to go ahead and hold his plastic bag, go ahead and sit and put the plastic bag on his lap. It goes ahead and covers him to his chest, and he just simply says, thank you, Raya. I was expecting to actually have a sit-down meal, but this is what we can come up with.
I got meal. I got the food.
I can't
Just
leave the
pulls
set.
the bag out.
Very interesting. Mr. Moran, first I must congratulate you on your promotion.
Thank you, Ryan. I hope I
Now-
will do the job well.
Yes. Now, gotta roll some dice.
If you lie, I know you will do well. Like, you will roll 10 dice in manipulation subterfuge. I know you will do this job well, Mr. Moran.
No, he's not doing that at all. He's just, where's his character sheet? 7 dice. 7 dice? 7 dice. Get there. Shit. And that's no successes, and I'm getting a phone call. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Which can happen in scene as Gerard is getting called away with the message.
Yeah. Travis is
So
looking at
it's
dinner.
just kind of passing out the food, which she has with her, which is wraps. They're wrapped up in aluminum foil, and if you open the top, there's some sort of wrap. I hope this is not gonna sound racist because I don't actually know if this is an original Turkish dish, but it's we call it Turkish pizza here.
Lahmacun.
Well, that.
I just did lahmacun 3 minutes ago, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, me 2 hours ago.
Nice.
Alan, for his part, is going to go ahead and reappropriate one of the coffee tables and, start bringing out those white trays of barbecue, actually. Freshly grilled just 2 hours ago.
Wow, Alan, I should not have. Well, you outcooked me today.
You
Oh,
can go ahead and thank my kin for this one.
Still awesome.
well, I
Welcome.
actually could have invited you to a dinner. Too. I am known as a cook by my. I always prepare my stuff to cook. Toe.
Mm,
Back.
But I can't leave the step now. So he will look at the morning. Morning kill was doing something, rolling dice.
Yeah, he checked for sense worm on everybody.
hmm.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna be like, damn. Okay. Travis is gonna look at the morning kill and Raya. Can I speak?
Yes, of course.
So I was in an investigation with Miss Harris, with the my wormful over here. He
Hmm?
points Ellen.
What?
My wormful over here. And
I'm. Uh,
That's an out of character giggle,
this
by the way, because I
is
don't know what it means.
news to me. I thought I was den father of the Submarine, not the
do you
worm.
accept the job?
I need to think about it for a phase of the moon.
And with my possible wormful, Alan Stewart, I was, and along with some others, I was uh, researching for this geodyne that the Miss Harris find an information about, and they were holding some people inside of a warehouse, which I learned from the Emmett Glasswalker Emmett that the building has heat signatures and a cameras. So I said that we're not going there because this looks like a trap. We didn't owe anything to those men inside of there, and we left. We called the cops. Cops didn't do anything. Understandable. Probably they have been bought. After some time, it wasn't me, but I heard that the Cinna and Ellen and their friends, the people who is investigating this, learned that this man has um, OOC. Max, I read in the Fianna book that the Fianna guy says worm howlers to the white howlers. Is it true?
That's what Fianna lore would tell you.
Okay. I have 1 9, 1 10, and 1 1, so I have one success.
Yeah, you've heard both worm and white howler described for the same guys.
Mm-hmm. Worm or white howlers. So I am having suspicions that this man is setting us up, and I want him to be as if he is a spiral or even a kin, which a kin without knowing what he is a problem as well. This is his interest to Cinna, which looks like Silverfang ancestors. When you look Cinna's face, I am having suspicions about this man, and I gave I told Ellen that he is responsible for this mission, but I am having problems, or because Miss Harris says that the I do my research, which I took this mission from
Sinner.
Morning Kill, Cinna. She said that she took his mission from the Morning Kill, the third Morning Kill, Araya. So I want to be clear with you. I am thinking about setting this man up, getting him close with a Glasswalker Philodox, which you can't look at him and understand the pure breed, and he will give him a smell of the scan of the true form, understand if he's a Garu or something else, and then the investigator Alan Stewart will take the action, choose what he wants to do with that. If he is a black spiral, I want him to be ask some questions because I want to know the dangers to our sept. I want to know what they're planning and stuff. So, but I want to do this without interrupting your plans. First day at the job.
So, you wish to know what plans you would be interrupting, correct?
I would like to know, do I interrupting something more important than getting a black spiral dancer? Or possible someone?
Well, Sinner,
Yeah.
what information do we have so far about Geodyne?
Oh my god. Well, doing this off the top of my head because Emmett holds all my information because I quickly had to get it anywhere away from me. We started this because of the huge, weird amount of money that got thrown around. I honestly believe that that is a personality flaw of some kind. We know this company had trouble until actually, this is where it starts to get funny. And this is actually what not everybody knows yet. Until the apes took over the company and they put has names. I'm sorry. Wow. Um, and they put Mr. Greeny on the case. They put Alex on the case. The company started to flourish because probably because of an investment of the apes that, of course, the company had to um, repay, like later on, and then with interest. Um, but also because of Mr. Greenlee's contacts in the army. I guess I'm not 100% sure again. Which led them to invest early or easier into someone that they already knew like a little bit. Or so he's told me. So they repaid the debt to the apes. And as far as Greeny told me, he wants to avoid contact with them anymore because he doesn't like the way that they are going on about buying up businesses and then throwing them away again, and he doesn't want to be part of that. So he tries to get rid of them. They try to ignore that because they don't want to, because they're making good profit, I guess, of Geodyne. And so they use their contacts in the underworld with the gangs and the weapons and the drugs, or is it drugs? I don't even know. At least the weapons and the gangs. And Greeny is using his contacts in the FBI and the CIA to counter those movements. I'm not quite sure police, but I guess seeing as they responded when we first investigated the warehouse, that the police is in the hands of the apes. But that's just a guess. I have no confirmation on that whatsoever. I was with Mr. Greenlee 2 days ago when they found the two bodies of the two individuals, the two cops that we saw when we first investigated the warehouse. They had been taken captured and they were now rent into pieces. Like there was nothing left anymore. It was on the news. They only found, or first, the only thing they found was a ripped up arm. Then well, basically, you guys, I think know the rest, but still, I was there. He got rather drunk. He fell asleep. I was able to dig through some more information, which came. Oh my God, which was it all? It was so much. Basically, this was the story that he told me, by the way, that he told me in snippets and everything. They are a company that works on weaponry for the army, but also on alternate sources, energy sources, I believe, which is what they're doing up drilling on the meteor. I've read a few emails about that stuff, a few programs. Have some information about something that they managed to drill up, and that it compares to a similar area in somewhere in the States, but not quite yet. Also, that they changed a little bit about that wolf-shaped robot that they have up there. Still don't understand why the thing is wolf-based, but as far as Greenlee, when he was so drunk, I managed to get into some of his personal stuff. He I know for a fact that he doesn't know who his parents were, at least, I think. He said so, basically, when he was sleeping. He kind of talks a little. He also has this tattoo on his back. I could only see half of it, but you guys thought there was more to it. I already had that feeling, else I wouldn't have shown it to you guys. The thing with Mr. Greenlee is that he seems genuinely concerned about environment, about humans, human resources. I don't think he's evil, you know? But that's personal assessments.
The fact that he has a mark of the white howlers on his own body makes him a suspect, one to be greatly, well, I wouldn't say feared, but to be cautious of.
I know.
Raya, I want to say something she forget.
Of course, please
She
speak.
has she has a video. He has a video of 4 Garu
Yeah,
with heat signatures. Sina saw it.
sorry. You're right, Travis. Last night I went over there as some of the others went over to the warehouse again for a second investigation. Um, while we were putting together all this information, Emmett had some extra about something that went down in the warehouse at that point, with apparently one of the apes being present there. I got a frantic phone call from Greenlee, who was shouting that the FBI was thinking that they could handle the situation, and that they wanted to act like right now, and that he couldn't do anything to stop it, and he couldn't do anything to hold them down, and that all of them would be killed. And I went over there to, I don't know, support him, show him that I was there. I couldn't do much, but basically solidify the relationship a little bit more. So when I came over to his office, actually about that office, there's one elevator that goes up. It's password protected. I did not have that password, and it was specified to me that this password would only work for tonight. I didn't even receive that password yet. So when I went up, I couldn't go down. Not without actually jumping out of a window. if there was an open window.
I
No,
see.
no, that
I
wasn't
see.
necessary. Anyway, actually, his secretary kind of broke the key when I stepped into the elevator. It was weird. She was afraid, by the way. And he was mad. He was so mad. But he had this vid and he was replaying it as if it already happened. First of all, there was the FBI people that were like in or jumping out of the van and basically got ripped into pieces as the gang shot with weapons that I recognized, kind of like they were being Second World War weaponry. As far as I could see, there was nothing altered to the weapons, by the way. It's just plain Second World War weapons. Um, we got into conversation. Basically, I tried to steer a little bit away from this all for him. When we left the office, which was like half a minute after I received Alan's phone call.
That you were able to recognize that was me?
Out of character, I thought that was your voice.
It was my voice, yes.
Yeah, I would have recognized your voice, I guess. But I didn't even have the time to really do anything with it, Alan. Thanks anyway. Because we already went down in the elevator. And when the doors closed, I could see the video had changed into one of heat waves, and I could just see that there were heat signatures of growing individuals.
So he
Markel just shakes his head. Seems I need to prepare a lecture. The veil and you, why is it your friend? Yes, bears witness. What is it?
I want to say something, but you probably already know it. My father is a businessman. He is working with the wood materials. He is exporting, importing from Greece and Turkey. We have some warehouses. He has some warehouses, not me. And he has cameras there, but not heat signatures.
The
It looks like a trap.
heat signature camera came from the satellite, right?
Satellite?
I was there at the previous investigation to this shipment warehouse. Our two glass blockers, Emmett and Zeke, were able to locate two devices. A thermal reading device that was located on top of a roof, as well as a satellite uplink located on that very same roof. The thermal imaging was pointed at the warehouse, and the satellite link up was linked up to a satellite that had, geocentric surveillance on the same warehouse.
So, allow me to get this clear. Geodyne has access to a satellite that they had pointed at this warehouse, and now apparently they have pointed this at this location of this raid, you say.
It's the same location.
My apologies, I am a bit tired.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
Yeah, totally is. But whatever. Don't worry. He shoves a plate of food into his direction. There.
We have several things at work here. We have the apes, who went ahead and dressed up a little bit of a protege. Somebody that they could easily manipulate and install into dying corporations, go ahead and funnel whatever persona they needed from him, whatever money resources they needed of him in order to continue to prop up this corporation to build whatever the hell they wanted to. On the other side, we have the protege himself, who seems to be actively resisting that cohesion. What you have here is the technology of Geodyne and the manpower of the apes in conflict. This is what we have witnessed over the past few days.
The apes have a Rokea amongst them.
They do. Which leads me to believe that they are not simply apes, but a collection of Pharaoh.
Bears witness, do you know what a Rokea is?
I heard.
A
From Al.
Rokea is a wereshark.
Then it would be stupid to fight it in the water. I will let them know that don't enter the water.
It greatly worries me why a Rokea would be here at all. I do not know if they have human-born.
The
We used to
Rokea...
had
Go ahead.
we used to had someone from the fair as a contact in here. Spider Girl? Maybe she knows more.
There will be no mention of the Ananasi here, bears witness.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
What we have right now is a very, very clearly worm-tainted individual in that Rokea. And we know that that Rokea works, or at least answers directly to the apes of Wall Street, who may also be wormish. I do not know. However, we have another individual by the name of Mr. Greenlee, who do we not know if he is worm-tainted or not. Who we do not know if he is human, kin, or Garu. These are questions that need to be answered before we can act further. We need somebody with the ability to smell the true form, as well as somebody that is able to smell taint wherever it is.
I can provide both of these functions, however, I'm afraid Mr. Greenlee would, well, if he is Garu, he'd certainly recognize what house I'm from. As you say, perhaps your packmate would be better. However, this could be quite dangerous, and I do not wish to force this upon him.
Are you speaking of Roach's resilience, or are you speaking of some other Philodox in the Sept?
Any Philodox could do.
I have heard, Morning Kill, of a different gift. One that involves a great deal of howling, yes, but one of which that detects worm creatures from afar. The Howl of the Hunt. Any worm creature within a certain mile of radius cannot sleep. If we are able to observe Mr. Greenlee's actions and he does not sleep, well, that would be an indication, or at least another clue, that he is indeed of the worm. It
And how
is a
would you-
circumspect idea, but it's something to explore.
Perhaps, and how would you keep the veil with this, Mr. Steward? A recording will not suffice.
However, how about we drown it out with even more recordings? There is a zoo over there. if we went ahead and made the HAL so strong as to reach Mr. Greenlee where he resides, and I do not know the address, we can go ahead and mask it as just several of the wolves of the zoo acting out.
He lives in a penthouse
Matters not.
in Manhattan. I can provide the address.
It's an idea. Simply putting it on the table. You can take it or leave it.
Look, I don't care how you detect it. I understand that we need information. That's why I'm there. What I care for is what will the conclusion be of the information. Because I
You're
don't think
asking for contingencies.
what I'm asking
Let's
for is that I do not want to see him killed yet. Because, first of all, even if he is what he is, I think we can draw more information out of him while still have his trust. Second of all, I think they're, well, yeah, no, you've heard, that. It's like,
let's put for 1 second. Let's put Mr. Greenlee away for a second. Let's look at the company. Geodyne.
Mhm.
What is it? What does it do? What are its connections?
Geodyne is a high technology corporations with a few military and actually government contracts. They've been contracted several times to test out and develop new technology. At the very, very moment, their flagship, as it were, is a geocentric satellite up in space that is currently mining and testing out such mining practices on that meteor. They have several locations, one in Manhattan, and which happens to be administrative, another one that happens to be financial. They also have a satellite farm up to the north outside the city, as well as their own personal launch pad for space delivery. What we can do, if we wanted to be absolutely crazy, is we could go ahead and look at that airfield and take it over briefly and steal one of their ships for our own purposes.
Key looks at Alan. Travis looks at Alan like, come on. Like he just gives you that look.
Shrug.
Perhaps one could also ask the spirits if one could get one there.
Say again, you cracked out.
One could also ask the spirits for travel, because that is what I think you intend to do with said ship, Mr. Stewart.
Mm-hmm. I have been talking to a few of the glass walkers. The Lupus Dragos was the most helpful, actually. He proposed to make a fetish ship that would take us closer to the satellite.
Gotta make a spirit lore check. Spirit lore 4. 2 successes. What about a spirit of space, Mr. Stewart?
He just looks at you incredulously. You mean spirit of the stars?
No. I mean a spirit of distance. Spirit of space. Spirits of moving. Spirits. Perhaps the spirit of dimension would be better put.
You go ahead and you're saying all these terms, and they're starting to flow over Alan. He's just like, possibly. Take that spirit, secure its boon to this fetish ship.
Could work. Perhaps one could also ask him to open up a great moon bridge.
Could. I distance.
Dimensions. Travel. One can shorten distances if one wishes.
way over Alan's head.
Space distorts with certain spirits' abilities, correct?
I understand the theory of dimensional travel. I mean, I'm familiar with a few sci-fi and actual hard science theories of taking a plain, flat space and bending it ever so much so that 2 points are actually closer together than they were before.
What if you were to put that theory into practice with a spirit of space?
You would simply go ahead and ask the spirit to take up the length of the space, or at least take over dominion of the space between the 2 points you wanted to travel to, and then ask it to fold that space into itself.
One way. Another one would, well, perhaps this is a bit out of a normal thought, but then again, one could ask two spirits, perhaps, to open up a portal.
Possible. We would have to ask a few of our much more learned theurages to get on this particular task.
A spaceship. I will ask Mr. Hartlight for any details on this.
That might be best, dear. I will claim ignorance about this entire problem.
Yes. Morning Kill looks really tired. In any case, next subject. Was there anything else?
I just wanted to ask, are you going to give any punishments to those who did some mistakes at that day? Right. Emmett, who forgot the satellite, I talked with him, told him not to do it again. The two paths is being a fool, Ahrun, who doesn't do his job with his mind. I told him not to do it again as well. For personally, I believe the first mistake comes from the first mistake comes from the stupidity, but that the second one is the guilt. After those, it's the guilt. So, but you're the full next, not me. It's up to you.
I will make a decision about this. Yes, yes.
Roll an empathy. Might as well.
Yep.
Let's see. What is your emotional state, my dear Raya?
Okay. You could see that from his demeanor, from the way he's acting, he's missed several nights of sleep. Perhaps yesterday he was so active because he was so angry, but you can see that he has skipped a few nights regularly.
My dear Raya, the responsibility of leadership weighs heavily on your shoulders. Perhaps one of these days or one of these nights we will have a proper sit down to unwind, relax, and refocus our purpose here.
Perhaps. I believe I've ordered the sabotation of Duodine. Did I not?
You have done so, and I have relayed that message to Antonio, as well as relayed the information to Zeke to be a proper pipeline to you.
Good. Now, let's see. Duodine is a massive company.
It is a massive company, and to take out one of their CEOs could put us in a Tulliver's will situation. If you don't understand my meaning, Tulliver's will was a plot in several comic books about a kingpin that had recently died. And whereas the head of an organization was dead, all of his resources, his assets, and his personnel were pretty much up for grab, leading to quite a lot of bloodshed and conflict and just good old comic book violence. Quite unsettling punctuation.
There's a possibility of we grabbing that company. There's a possibility of another great company grabbing that. However, that is ifs and buts. Right now, I wish to know what Mr. Greenlee is. I wish to know what it is they're doing at that meteorite. I wish to know what Geodyne is. These are our three priorities.
I will go ahead and make all due effort to call out to the Theurges and put the problem of space travel to them. I will call out to the Philodoxes of the Sept and put the talent search to them. See who comes along with the best solution.
Actually, perhaps it would be wise to... Cinna,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and allow me please to think out loud. The gift sent to the true form allows one to see what one really is. What if we were to make a Talon version of that gift so that anybody could use it just for once?
Mm-hmm. If you show me how to use it, sure. I can be in a position where he hopefully won't find out.
This is good. This idea already uses one of our ends, doesn't expose any other people, and gets us the information that we desperately need to continue.
Yes. The drawback is, however, that should it confirm him as, well, Garu.
Should it confirm him as Garu, that is one thing. Should it confirm him as worm-tainted is another. Looking towards Cinnamon. Cinna,
Yeah.
if we give you a Talon for instance worm, and it comes out positive for worm, you are never going back there.
Sure.
I want your promise here in front of Morningkill.
Yeah, she was lying. It's like she said the sure way too quickly. She looks over at Alan and Gerard.
Cinna can see that Morningkill is very tired.
Cinna,
No, I can't make that promise.
Cinna,
No.
listen to me. I was going to say something.
Sure, go ahead. She actually walks over to Morning Kill, and she just places her hand on his shoulder.
This problem was like while we are trying to handle what's happening, all we're asking is one question: is he of the worm or not? And the we keep saying ourselves, well, he is a businessman. Well, he is a good guy. Well, he is someone who cares. But all that matters is the sea of the worm.
I understand.
And wait, you have your things with him. You see him as a friend. You see, if he is of the worm, it would not be best for you to go there. And I will not let you go there. He looks at the Sinner, because you know too much about this sept. And if he's of the worm, he might get that names from you. This is important for the sept's security.
Might I interject for a moment?
Of course.
Miss Harris here, a sinner, has been with this man for a number of weeks, perhaps even a month. If he shows up as one of the worm's minions, that means his entire company shall undoubtedly serve the worm. Mr. Moran, Mr. Stewart, what do you know about this company? And are you in a position to find out everything that this company has?
Looking
He
over
says,
to
no. Maybe with the Emmet working inside of it with his things, maybe. But I can't give that guarantee. But after learning someone who knows about our sept, my name, your name, Alan's name, everybody's name, this will be breach in security. We can't risk that.
But
Imagine the things that they will get from her if they are
can I,
belong to.
may I please?
Mhm.
Imagine the things that he could have already gotten of me, even now. The fact, whether he is, this is like, he's a Schrödinger worm right now. If he is worm tainted, if he is like you guys, he probably already knows what I am. You said so yourself. There
Yeah.
has nothing happened so far.
I have an answer to that.
I can understand that there can still happen something at any or all times.
As I said, I have an answer to that.
Do tell.
If he is indeed Garu, then he would have smelled you. But instead of going ahead and taking you, he decided to use you, decided to show you a face that you would respond to, a face that would promote a certain level of trust. And perhaps through this interaction, through this month, he has gone ahead and tried to feed you information so that it would influence our actions. The warehouse is one example of what could have been a trap. However, the interesting situation that nobody has thought to bring up is, what if he is Garu, but not worm tainted, and yet still having that symbol in his back?
He didn't. What I know of him, and I think he was quite honest as he was fast asleep when he said this, is that he does not know who his family is, that he has the feeling he has no family, that he has no friends, and that he said that he sees me as his only friend. We can use those emotions.
Emotions can be fabricated.
When you're sleeping, Alan?
Yes. Yes, they can. Goes ahead and nods. Yes. I've heard stories, I've heard galliards of finding and fettering out, or at least trying to fetter out the worm's minions via their dreams and being confused utterly, and being tricked, lied to.
Yeah, okay, but that means that those are still his feelings at the moment, and if he's not worm tainted, then that means that we have a plus. Right?
Like I said, nobody has thought about this. If he does not show up worm tainted,
And even
if
if
he
he
is
is
kin.
worm tainted, it still means that we can use this piece of knowledge to our advantage, because it's knowledge that he doesn't know that we have.
You say these things because you wish, in your hearts of hearts, that even if he is worm tainted, he is still your friend. I'm sorry. You're making a mistake that my tribe is known for making many, many times. And the nation has suffered for that many, many times. A lot of our allies have suffered for that because we chose to think the best of people in the worst situations. You are concerned. You are concerned with what will happen if you use that worm sense Talon, it comes up positive, and you run back to us. Is that right?
I think first of all, if we find out that if we find out worst case scenario, yeah, it still means that we can
You are
use him
still
to get.
concerned. You did not answer my question. I've heard these words from you again and again and over again.
Also, have you considered the fact, and I know that I'm not answering your question, I will do so as soon as I said this. Have you considered the fact that when we know that we can set a trap, we already have the bait?
You consider Mr. Greenlee bait. We do not.
No, I do not consider him the bait.
You would consider yourself bait.
As she always has.
You guys just want to spring a trap in an area. I cannot lead him to a non-public area and just have him being watched by people. That would not make sense. So if you would lead him to an area where you would actually have to watch, that was before the Talon idea, mind you, that he would actually be watched, that would be a public area anyway. Then you wanted to spring like at him with everything that you had. Well, that's foolish.
And we have accepted the wisdom of our elder, looking over at Motorkill. He gave us a better idea, so we're going with it.
Well, if you would have listened to her.
Answer the question.
At the moment, I have reason to fear him for a signal on his back. I have reason to trust him for the actions that he does. Now, I know that signal means a lot to you all, but I've learned to judge people on their actions and not on symbolism.
And
Yes,
we have
in a
learned to
way.
trust our sense, our smell, physical sight. We have learned that if we trust too much in the machinations of the human mind, we will certainly go crazy and make mistakes. At one point or another, you have to actually physically confront something, smell it, see it, and breathe in it, then make a decision.
Well, I don't have your awesome talents.
That's why we were trying to get the, one who lost there.
I understand, Travis.
At the end of the day, you say you have more reasons to go ahead and befriend Mr. Greenlee than you have to suspect him.
You mentioned something about being able to bring someone back. If I think that we should keep that in the back of our minds. Now I understand the chances are slim.
You want a non-lethal option.
I would like to at least be able to give it a shot.
If we have not discounted a non-lethal option quite yet, we will keep it in our planning stages. The best outcome for us right now is to take him alive. If
To ask him
that
first.
risks too many Garu lives, well then we will have to plan accordingly. But again,
Alan,
this
have you
is
ever read Lord of the Rings?
yes.
Okay, do you know when exactly did Gollum start to distrust Frodo again? There was distrust, then they built a trusting relationship, and then trust was broken. Do you know what moment that was?
Jealousy.
No.
It was jealousy. I remember it was jealousy between Gollum and Sam over the trust of Frodo over there.
It
He
wasn't.
decided to trust Gollum a lot more than Sam because Gollum was tricksy and Gollum put on a happy, happy face. Gollum always did because Gollum's only goal was his precious little shiny ring.
It wasn't.
I am
It
just
wasn't.
going to be honest. To be honest,
No.
Sina, I lost a
Travis,
friend.
please. Travis, please, please, please. Because what Alan says is not correct. The moment that trust got broken was the moment when Faramir grabbed Gollum at the pond. Because Frodo helped grabbing Gollum. Frodo assisted because he didn't want to get Gollum killed, because he wanted to help him. That's why he agreed to help Faramir catch Gollum alive. Because Frodo called out to him, Gollum, don't move. Gollum, please, come here, come to the master. That's the
And then
moment
the
that
bag
trust
went over
broke.
his head, and then he screamed and ranted.
And after that, that trust was broken. If we want to succeed, we cannot break that trust, and nor do I want to.
Do you just not want to be involved if we have to end him?
Alan, if we have to end him, because he's too far gone, and because we can't get him back, I swear to
He's
whatever
not
kind,
ours.
if we need to end him for whatever reason, I'll swear to whatever kind of thing that you want me to swear upon, that I will do it myself.
He's not
But
one of ours.
I need that chance.
He's not one of ours. End of statement. We don't know him. We don't owe him anything. You want to give him a chance? That's what we're doing right now. We're giving him a few litmus tests right now. If he passes those tests, fantastic. If he doesn't, then we have to make a decision. Let us get through the test so that we can make a decision. You are so worried and so concerned that the worst will happen because the tests show up positive, but we have not even done the test yet. You are worrying and fretting. This could be
Because
something
you guys wanted to
miraculous.
kill him straight off.
This could be something miraculous. This could be a miracle. I'm from a tribe that believes in miracles. I'm from a tribe that takes black spiral dancers and reforms them. I have dozens of stories about that. But until we can go ahead and ascertain what Mr. Greenlee is, we can't even begin. You want a conscience? You have a conscience right here. You want to reach out to Gollum? You want to be the kind soul that calls out to him to make sure that he doesn't get hurt? Fine. But we have to do the test.
I have never said that we shouldn't. I'm just scared that in the end you will still decide to act irrationally and act immediately, and all I'm asking for is a chance.
Have you studied the litany?
Gerard, please.
Have you studied the litany? Ask your question.
I've looked it over, yes.
Combat the worm wherever it dwells and wherever it breeds.
And combat means killing in your book?
No. No.
Well,
I
then I
wasn't.
have your answer.
No. I
This is
also
an
said
endless
take him
discussion.
alive.
Enough, all of you!
Yes, right?
You are squabbling like children. What we have currently is an unknown fact. We have an unknown factor, and we wish to continue by, I don't know, performing these tests. These tests are necessary. Right now, the only evidence, the only thing that we have are gut feelings. And the fatigue that plagued Morning a second ago seems to be gone, and there's a judge here sitting right now. Right now, the only evidence we have is a gut feeling, a tattoo of a dead tribe, and a shady past. Now, I know more than enough stories of where all of this turned out to be, well, a minion of the worm. There are also stories about that not being the case. And until these tests succeed or are positive, I still wish information about that company. Mr. Greenlee may be at its head. Mr. Greenlee may know the most about anyone in that company. However, Mr. Greenlee will not be our only source of information, now will he?
Gerard, there is someone else who has access to Theodine. Emmett has been hired there.
Excellent, a veil breacher.
Works there. Well, it's something. I'm just trying to help.
I know. Everybody here is trying to help in their own way.
In the end, Raya, you are the Philodox here. In the end, you will lay judgment. Not me, not Travis, not Senna. Heavy lies the crown.
And thus it must be worn.
My task is set before me to go talk to the carriage. If these elements can be created by your resources first, do not hesitate to hand them over to your kin. I myself apparently have to create a spaceship. Awesome.
I wish you the best of luck with that, Mr. Stewart. Should there be any resources you require, please do not hesitate to contact me.
Thank you, my dear Morning Kill Raya. Anything that you need from me?
Tell Roach Resilience and laughs in the worm's face to have their eyes 24/7 on that company.
Very well. However, one of Travis's concerns is still hanging in the air. The evidence, videos, the thermals.
Yes. Mr. Wilson broke the veil, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He has a job of geodying, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Then it'll be his responsibility to get those back.
That's what I told him.
We can be in agreement on that. However, I do stress this. If we depend too much on the glasswalkers, they will break. They simply don't have as much time as we think as we think they do.
Maybe I can assist a little.
That carries with it another risk. You'd risk blowing a cover that may or may not exist.
Keep the two operates separated from each other and have them have different tasks. That's what
I'd
I
agree.
suggest.
I was only planning to talk to him in the sept, not at the company. I can give him some information about what I know about the security and what I know about maybe places where you can find information. I wasn't gonna grab anything for him because I do not want to.
Such would be the better idea.
Then I'll go talk to him later on.
You are both. Alan just goes and looks at the two silver fangs, the one Garu and the one Kins, and he says, "You are both extremely weary. I hope the blessings of Gaia upon you. Am I dismissed?"
If you wish to go, Mr. Stewart. If you do not have anything left to share. Mr. Moran, do you have anything to share with Mr. Stewart?
No, I will wait for his response to me. But I also want to ask something to you in private. Ryan.
I'd imagine. I'd imagine.
It's a simple question.
All right then. Alan looks at the barbecue that has not been touched, as it's getting very, very cold in their little white trays, and simply very, very politely collects them, puts them back into the bags, looks to the congregated Garu and says, "Blessings of Gaia upon you, Rayas and Yufs, and Miss Harris."
Did he say Rayas and Amigos?
Yufs.
Okay, sorry.
He's not like
I can imagine Travis going ahead and translating Yufs into Amigos.
Sorry, man.
And he
Cinna will
will-
look at Gerard Morningkill, and she hasn't lifted her hand from his shoulder, but she'll just whisper, "I'll be right back if you want me to."
Hell yeah.
So that we'll get a memo in our own head saying, please just wait outside. I'll
Yeah, it's okay. And she'll walk with Ellen.
Mhm.
And once they leave and the door closes behind them, Morningkill will simply go like, water.
You see Travis smiles at... Because Morningkill doesn't know that he has a clave. He says Brian, that's going to be weird, but I would like to learn Glavaskar.
Glavaskar. The odds of fighting with a clave.
Yep.
Do you possess one?
he opens his hands. Let me open my camera because if I just say pull the clay, that would be bad. His hands like this. Gives his clay to the Morning Kill Raya.
Morning Kill will actually not touch it.
Mhm.
He'll simply look at the clave, his eyes open a bit. Aha. I had heard from the spirits that you were given something, but I did not expect a clave. I must congratulate you.
Thank you, Raya. And
I do
clay
hope
bad.
you understand the responsibilities of carrying a weapon like this, correct?
Only my pack and you know about this clave. I don't wave it around.
Very good. You were still in Glaviskar.
Yes.
I can teach you, yes. That is no trouble at all.
Thank you, Raya. Is there anything you want from me?
No, no, no. Actually, Mr. Moran,
He turns and looks at his Raya. Yes, Raya.
am I... No, never mind. Please excuse me. I'm
Uh,
sorry.
can I roll manipulation empathy with my
Manipulation, expression, or etiquette, my
yeah?
good sir.
Make manipulation. 3 dice from reputation, 3 dice from being warder, 1 dice from pure fate. I have 9 dice. Okay. He will just say, okay, let me roll 1, 2, 3. He will just say, Raya, is there anything I can help? I can really try to help.
I will roll his willpower.
Okay.
Go ahead and add his rank.
No,
That's not necessary.
yeah, willpower is not added to. The rank is not gets added to. God
1,
damn it!
2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6. No, it is nothing, Mr. Moran. My apologies for taking up your time.
He nods and leaves the room and goes do his job as order.
Yeah. Sunna's like standing right next to the door, and as soon as you open it up, it's like, yeah, she let you go.
You see,
Barely.
Travis blinks at you. Like when he
She's
sees
like
that you're at the
almost
door.
immediately. Like she's standing one step away, but she's leaning
Mhm.
against the wall, just basically waiting for you to. And as soon as you open the door, she's like standing in front of it, and as soon as you pass through it, she's immediately after. Um, After you, she just jumps almost into the office, and
Mhm.
it's like when she closes the door, she barely she barely manages to get you out. It's like she's closing it that fast, and she'll walk back into the office. She'll walk up to Gerard.
Gerard looks once again very, very, very tired.
You didn't sleep at all, right?
I did not have the opportunity to.
You should make the opportunity.
We can't have it all.
You should.
Perhaps.
No one has any use for you when you're just, falling over. But your head in your plate.
I believe this comes from experience.
Afraid so. She'll just smile.
I see.
Why
So
did you
now,
ask?
am I acting strange?
Are you?
I do not believe so. I believe I have a very good grip on my emotional state at the moment.
Except the fact that you look like you're... you look like you've dragged yourself through hell and back.
Perhaps. 1 second.
Mhm.
Kiss him. Kiss him.
Oh, fuck you!
No, fuck him.
Of course it had to come from a Fiona. Damn it. John, damn it.
Get it?
Very
I almost
good
feel like this
advice.
should just be a two-parter. We're not giving Max any rest.
No.
And I'm back. Sorry.
What the fuck are you doing?
It's being hectic here.
I can tell.
Where were we?
You asked if you were acting strange, and she said no,
right.
you just look like you've been through hell and back.
Well, that is nothing new.
I'm sure it's not. But there are enough people who notice it. And while it may not cloud your judgment, people worry over you, okay? Don't you think Alan didn't notice that you didn't take anything of the food that he presented?
I wasn't hungry. That sounds stupid. No.
What is wrong? Just, go on.
I'm simply worried.
Well, I understand there's a lot to worry about. And you have a lot of responsibilities, but that doesn't mean that you should not take care of yourself.
I am taking care of myself just fine.
Wow, no.
I just don't sleep too much. That's
No, I
all.
can tell. You know what? Let's go home.
I can't. I still have to finish up another document.
Fuck that document. You'll do that tomorrow. There's another day tomorrow. Let's go home. You shouldn't be here if you're feeling like that. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Not tonight. Well, except for home. And I'm taking you along with me, like right now.
Raises an eyebrow.
Raises the same out. She's counter eyebrowing you.
You know, that is not what the Google chat is for, guys.
She just grabs his hands. Come on.
Just let me close up for a second, please.
No.
to that, please.
I'm pulling the plug if you don't finish in 30 seconds. I'm counting. She starts looking at her watch.
Monica will stand up, reach below his desk, search for something, and you'll hear a small click, and everything shuts off. And, the bookcases you see, there's a small there's some metal bars descending in front of it, keeping the book safe. The electronics at the desk will start shutting itself down, and his windows will start to close.
She'll once again extend her hand as she is done. Come on.
Very well. Very, very well.
Go home. Let's do whatever the fuck you want.
As soon as we get home, you need a rite of cleansing.
Why?
Precaution.
So, I need to take a shower.
No.
No?
Did I not say that the rite of cleansing does not require a shower, Sina?
Yeah, you did. I still like to think of it that way. Mental shower, right?
A mental shower, yes.
Yes.
And this one's to Austin and Almajan.
You can't stop us. Can't stop us.
No, you can't. You ship it.
Oh, fine. Fine. That's cool. If it makes you happy, then we'll do that. Can you teach me so that you won't have to...
Sadly, one can only perform the rite of cleansing one can't cleanse himself.
Fair enough. Can you do it with your feet up from a lazy chair?
No.
Okay. Can you do it from your bed?
No.
Okay. Then cleanse me, and then we're gonna do... what?
We'll see.
I think someone is gonna go to bed.
Not at all. Not at all. There are many, many things awaiting that need my supervision.
No, there's nothing that needs your supervision. I'm allowing you one thing. You pick cleansing, that's it.
As he just gets up, he just starts walking towards that moon bridge.
She'll follow him, and her hand just goes in the direction of his, and she still grasps it.
You keep doing that. Might I ask why?
Doing what?
Looks down at the hand.
She looks down as well. Releases. It's nothing. Don't. It's nothing.
Do share.
No. She walks on. A little bit faster now.
Monica simply looks confused and just walks behind her.
She'll for a few seconds she'll walk faster, and then she just turns around and there's a grin on her face. She's like, "Come on, don't slack." big goofy grin. Sure.
I think with that grin, we can end our scene because this has gone on for way too long.
Good night, everybody.
Good night!